Hello, hello. Today we are looking into the case of Chance Engelbert. Somebody mentioned this case the other day, and I happened to look at a video right after they sent it, and I cannot get it out of my head now. So missing cases with men don't tend to get as much attention, and some of the theories in this case are questionable, to say the least. Chase was like a outdoorsy rodeo or like similar energy, very good with being outdoors, and one of the theories is that he just fell into the water and floated away because nobody else knows what happened, and the family really wants some answers, so this is to hopefully help get them some. He was a 25-year-old husband and father. He recently had a baby at this, like around the time where he went missing, 2019. Originally from South Dakota, he was living in Wyoming. He actually went missing in Nebraska. So him and his wife were at his wife's family house. He went out to the golf course with her family without her. She stayed home. He went. Apparently there was some kind of argument or fight about the new job that he had taken. And the wife went to the golf course to surprise him or whatever. And when she arrived, he was like, no, there's been a fight. I want to go. I want to leave. So they drove back to the wife's family's home. I believe it was a grandparents' home, something like that. And he mentioned wanting to go home, not there, like back to Wyoming. So as she was getting the baby out of the car, he walked away. She thought he was just going to cool down, but then he never came back. There is some CCTV of him walking through the streets. He told his wife he was going one way, but then called a friend for a ride and explained to that friend that he was going a different way. There's talk about him being intoxicated, but on the CCTV, he's not stumbling or he's not like falling over. So either he had sobered up by that time or he was not that intoxicated in the first place. But there's a lot of theories going around in this case, a lot of weird twists and turns. So let's see what happened. All right, we're going to start with 2 rows of 5, 2 of Swords reversed, 5 of Cups reversed, the Sun reversed, 10 of Pentacles reversed, King of Wands reversed. That's the first row. Justice in reverse. Three of Swords. Knight of Wands reversed. Queen of Wands. The Magician in reverse. Okay. So we start with the 2 of Swords and 5 of Cups reversed. I'm trying to see where this is starting. I believe this 10 of Pentacles would be when they arrived back to the family's home. Yeah, because the King of Wands reverse would be the impulsive decision to walk away. Okay, so the first 3 cards are at the golf course or in the car on the way back to the family home. So we have the 2 of Swords, which essentially being next to the 5 of Cups is almost the energy of like, what else do you want me to do? What other choice do I have? I do think that this is referring to the job that he was taking that they didn't quite agree with because he wasn't making as much money as his previous job that he got laid off from. So I think there was like a whole group of people that got laid off, not just him. So these 2 cards are saying to me that he just had it. He had gotten completely over it, frustrated with hearing talk about what what other people thought he should be doing. Like, this is like, you know what? I made the decision that I had to make. I'm doing the best that I can. Why are you criticizing me for doing what I have to do? Like, why is that not good enough for you? And then we have the sun being reversed, which honestly makes me feel like the reason that Chance was so upset was almost like someone had made a snide comment about how taking a job making less money would affect his son negatively. Like, almost like tried to make a play at making him question or feel like he was a bad father. Like, it seems like, yeah, it seems like there was an argument. It went to a certain extent and then stopped. And it's almost like the argument had stopped and then someone made some kind of like off the wall comment like, oh, well, do you think your son would be proud of you for taking less money or something like that? And that's when he was like, okay, no, I need to get out of here. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles, which to me, this is him arriving back to her family's home, which I believe again was her grandparents' home. And then we have the King of Wands reversed, and this is the end of the first row, so that would make sense because this is about him just impulsively walking away. Like, okay, I need to take a breath. I feel like I'm suffocating. I'm not going in that house. And I think the reason he wasn't going in the house was because they had directly said something about his ability to parent, or like it's a bad choice to make less money because you have a son. And in Chance's mind, he's like, okay, well, I got laid off. I didn't quit. I didn't get fired. I got laid off. And I took a job because I needed something. I'm taking a step in the right direction. That's the energy I'm feeling. So I feel as though they pull up to the house and he was like, I can't go in there because I can't go in there having everyone look at me like the way that the energy he was picking up on at the golf course. And then we have Justice reverse and Three of Swords. But there's only a Queen of Wands in this row. So the Justice in reverse would be retribution. Like, I'm mad at you, so I'm getting back at you. Then we have the Three of Swords, which is, I do feel as though something bad happened to Chance. Then we have the Knight of Wands reverse, which is like, blow up out of nowhere. Like, oh, a Knight of Wands. It's almost like somebody went looking for him. Like, oh, where did he go? I'm going to go drive around. I got to find him somewhere. He's got to be somewhere. He can't be that far. Then we have the Queen of Wands and Magician reverse. I almost... So the Queen of Wands is the social queen. So this to me, oh, it's under the Ten of Pentacles. It's like that. It's almost like a family member or someone was, well, yeah, family member. A family member was called from the wife. Oh, Queen of Wands. This one was the King of Wands. So this is the couple. She, the wife, allegedly, my opinion, she called a family member to go look for him. And that family member had a really bad temper. That family member wanted some retribution. So if Chance leaves the golf course and leaves behind the other family members, him and the wife go home, he walks away, that would make me believe that they were still at the golf course because he had left them there early saying, I got to get out of here. This to me is someone, it's like the wife called someone who was at the golf course, either a family member or with her family member at the golf course. The wife calls, says he impulsively walked away Can you go find him? Can you go just drive that direction, see if you see him? It's interesting because what's coming to my mind is how he told his wife he was going one way, but he told a friend he was going the other way. And on the CCTV camera, he was going the way that he had told his friend, not the way he told his wife. Why is that? Why did he lie to his wife or mislead his wife? High Priestess, 8 of Wands, Temperance, and Queen of Cups reversed. He knew something didn't feel right. It's almost like he was... I don't think that whatever happened on that golf course was accurately represented to his wife. I think it was way worse than what he told her. But I think the reason that he was not divulging everything was because it had something to do with something that was said about the son and his son, and he wanted to calm down before he told her exactly what had been said. I have to go get my son's lunch out for him. Yeah, it's like he felt something was off. He was like picking up on something, like... So this would be like a very overbearing energy, like taking it too far. Like if you're in an argument with someone and you're like staying kind of like in the parameters of fair fight, and then someone says something completely off the wall that's crossing multiple lines. That's what I'm saying here. This card is like doing something like snapping, immediate action. I don't know what was said though. Okay. Something at the golf course was said that the wife was not told about. This is like, you know how if you're really, 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 really mad, and even if it's like your wife or your partner or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, if they say, okay, what was the fight about? What did you guys talk about? And like there was something way off the wall said in the fight, but like you can't even get yourself to voice that to your partner, because if that comes out of your mouth and you relive it, you're going to snap. Something like that was said at the golf course, but it had something to do with his son. So like either about provide. Why do I feel like it's... Hold on. Page of Cups reversed. That's my wounded inner child card. Yeah, it was like you're not gonna make a good enough life for your son, or you're not gonna have opportunities for your son, or you need to think about your son. Like you're not something like that, but like worse, like more malicious. But like Queen of Cups is reversed, so it's like someone knew how to hit him where it hurts. Like, so this is like if someone knows, okay, you can't get to that guy. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if like he gets in an argument. Like it doesn't affect him. But if you say something about his son, that's going to get to him. It's like that. It's almost like someone said something to Chance about his job. He had a good enough response that it shut the other person down. And then the other person waited a couple minutes and was like, okay, well, I'm going to throw a cheap shot about your son because I'm not winning this argument. So Temperance here, though, makes me feel like Chance tried to rise above the situation and not say back what he wanted to say back. Like, just how he walked away from the car when they went back to the house, I feel like that was a similar energy at the golf course. He may not have physically walked away, but he was like, I'm not going to give them what they want because they're throwing cheap shots. And if I throw cheap shots back, I'm really going to hurt some feelings. So it's almost like he kept it in, and he didn't even tell the wife. And then they get back, and he sees the house, and he's like, I can't go in there. Like, I think part of it was like, I haven't even told my wife everything that was said, and I can't. He felt like she would not understand the extent of his anger because he had not told her like the real big part of the fight. Like, he may have told her 50%, but the other 50% was just that one comment, and that's like how big of a deal it was, if that makes sense. So like everything else that was said was 50%, but then there was one comment that was 50% of why he was as mad or upset as he was. And the person that said it did that purposely. Yeah, because they lost some kind of, not lost, but like, I can't catch my breath, and I'm wondering if that has anything to do with, wait, I'm hearing it does, hold on. Ten of Cups reversed and Queen of Pentacles. Oh no. Huh. I don't know if I should say that. Hold on. Okay. Knight of Swords. This is like if someone from the family during that exchange with Chance, sorry, I don't know why I keep saying his name wrong. During the exchange with Chance, this would be like if someone from her family, or if there was family and friends at the golf course, that group at the golf course, there's an exchange between both parties. There's someone either involved in that exchange or that's watching that exchange. And in that person's mind, they're thinking, oh, well, if you're not going to make enough money and you're going to be stubborn in your ways and not want to make more money, then maybe you're worth more not here. In their mind, they were looking out for the wife. You're going to make your family struggle financially. You're not going to give enough to your son. You're not going to give your son the life that he deserves. Well, if you weren't here, then your life insurance would. I wonder if that's what was said, because this is like a very direct, in your face, gonna cut you with my words, don't really care about it, just gonna say it. And then we had him picking up on something. It's almost like maybe someone made like a joke, like, oh, well, you know, there's always life insurance if you can't find another job, like that. At least then you could provide for your kid. Like, it's something like that. It's really, so I don't know if it was said or just thought, but essentially, whatever person it is that had that thought or said that to him, I tend to lean a little bit more towards they said it to him, honestly. But it's tricky because the Knight is like, if they did say it, they said it. They said it directly. They said exactly what they were thinking. So I don't know if it stayed in their brain filter or if they let it come out. But whoever that person is just happens to be who the wife called to say, hey, maybe on your way back, could you take a drive around and see if you see him? And then we have the Magician reversed. Let me pull some clarifiers for that, because that can go a couple ways. The Empress. Which is very... Four of Wands reversed. You're not leaving, you're not going home. I think my cat locked herself in the bathroom. I'll be right back. She did. Okay, so to clarify the Magician, I pulled the Empress and the reversed Four of Wands. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. This is someone that knew him that did this. This is someone who is either allegedly, in my opinion, a family member of hers or a close family friend. Likely someone who was at that golf course, knows exactly what happened to Chance. I don't think that it was on purpose. But I do think that people know a lot more than they're saying. I don't believe that this was the wife calling and saying, hey, can you go take care of him real quick? It's not that, because the Magician in reverse is saying that the wife was lied to or misled or something like that. Like, and I believe because I was saying, I forget what I was saying. Well, anyway, because I was saying that the wife said, go look and see if you can find him, like if you can see him on the way home. And these two cards came out. It's reading to me like someone took that path, did see him, and had a conversation with him. Chance said, okay, I'm going back home. I'm walking back home. And the person said, no, you're not. You're not. Well, he wasn't walking home, but wherever he was walking to, away from the family house. Someone said, no, you're not. The Magician is also like not fulfilling your full potential. So this would confirm that it's someone who said or thought whatever it was at the golf course. It's that same person. Okay, so the people at the golf course, there is an argument that happens. Multiple people say to Chance, you know, you're messing up. You're not doing what we want you to do, or you're not doing what we think you should do, something like that. Chance has a very good response to it. That angers one person in this group. Real bad. Triggers them. They don't like to be wrong, or they don't like that he was sticking up for himself, or they don't like that he had a good response to whatever they were saying. There's at least one person in that group who either thinks or says, well, if you can't support your son, then your life insurance could. So the wife calls someone, says, can you drive this route on your way back? You know what I'd be really interested to know? Maybe I can look this up. From the golf course, I'm wondering at what point or what points the route he told his friend he was going and the route he told his wife he was going, I wonder at what points they overlap. Because especially coming from the direction of where the golf course was. Like if you start at the golf course and you trace the route that he told his wife he was taking, trace the route that he told his friend was taking, there has to be some point in that where if he left, okay, so if the person left the golf course and went to follow the route that the wife told him that Chance said he was taking, there has to be a point where that route overlaps with the route that he was actually taking that he told his friend he was taking. That's where he got in the car with somebody else. Although I don't know if he got in the car. Hold on, let me... 7 of Cups. Yeah, the 7 of Cups is like searching for something, searching for Chance. And then the Knight of Cups reversed is like I'm disappointed in you. You could do better. You didn't handle that argument the right way. Why are you walking away? Where are you going? How can you do this to her? So there was a storm that happened that night. I don't know when it started. I am feeling like this is someone who, I don't want to say lured, but like got Chance to come into their car saying something like, okay, well, there's a big storm coming, so I'm going to take you to a hotel for tonight. You can stay at the hotel for tonight. No big deal. Because that person would have been there at the golf course to hear, or maybe they even said whatever it was that really triggered him. No, it couldn't be the same person because he wouldn't get in the car. Judgment in reverse. Oh, maybe it is. I'm having trouble telling if it's the person who said or thought that picked him up, or if it's someone else that was just there and heard it. I don't know. I do think that he was picked up in a car and taken somewhere that he thought was going to be a hotel for him to stay for the night, and it wasn't. You know what's interesting about the Magician? It's like digital communication, and it's in reverse. There was a phone that was found on the step of the family's home. Like one of Chance's friends went to the house to see if he had come back yet, I think the next day, and the family wasn't home, but he saw a cell phone on the porch. So he called the wife to say, you know, is this his cell phone? And she called a neighbor to go pick up the cell phone because when the friend went back later, the cell phone wasn't there. So the Magician in reverse makes me feel like there is something weird about that cell phone that has something to do with this case. So if it was someone, I'm just going to say close to the family, and that could include family. I'm just going to say close to the family. If it was someone in that group close to the family, I'm curious if maybe that was his phone and it was brought back to the house to make it look like he came back to the house and then left again in the middle of the night. Let me pull some cards for that. Nine of Wands reversed. Struggle, yeah. Also, being very paranoid. So something happens, okay, so the wife calls someone to go that way and see if they see him. They tell her, never found him, didn't see him. At least at that time. I don't know about now. It's been a long time. Maybe she knows more now. I don't know. But she's originally told didn't see him. He's picked up by somebody at one point where the routes overlap. So route he told his wife, route he told his friend, there's an overlap. If you trace that overlap up to the golf course, somewhere in there is where he was picked up. With the promise of, okay, I'll take you to a hotel tonight. You can't walk that far. It took you 3 hours to walk this far, or however long it was. I think it was 3 hours, but it took you however long to walk this far. There's a storm coming in, you know, you have a kid to worry about. It's almost like whatever was said at the golf course was flipped around. Like, okay, well, you have a kid to worry about, so go to a hotel for tonight so nothing happens. Gets in the car. There's some kind of accident. I don't think it was, okay, I'm going to pick you up and kill you. I think it was something went wrong. I think that person, because they weren't planning this, panicked, brought that phone back to the house so that it could be, I don't think it was turned on, but I think it was going to be, it's almost like the person like just dropped it or something, like out of their bag, like by accident. It wasn't on purpose that it was on the porch. But it's almost like the intention was to turn it on and then turn it back off so it would ping at the house. But then the friend came and found the phone that was dropped by accident. That was definitely like not intended. The phone wasn't purposely left on the porch. The phone was dropped on the porch by accident. Six of Pentacles, yeah. Like supporting, having a paper trail supporting the story that was going to be told. So the phone was meant to ping at the house, so it would look like he came back, got his stuff, and left. But then the friend found the phone. What can we know? Okay, so my opinion is that Chance was picked up and got into a vehicle with someone that he knew that was involved in some way in that argument that had ensued at the golf course. I believe after he got in the car, something bad happened. I don't know if it was in the car or not in the car. So what happened after he got in the car? 2 rows of 4. 9 of Cups, getting what you wanted. So taking him to a hotel. He didn't want to go to the family's house. He did want to be alone. Okay, get in the car. I'll take you to a hotel. 4 of Swords reversed. Okay, you know what? I understand. I'm going to bring you to the hotel. You take a rest. When you're ready to come back, you can come back. 3 of Pentacles reversed. So that would be the conflict. Page of Swords. Cutting someone with words. Oh, verbal conflict. Okay. Okay. So, okay, I'll take you. Okay, so this is when he gets in the car. Gets in the car, shuts the door. Okay, I'm going to bring you to a hotel. You rest. Take some time to cool down. When you're ready to come back, give me a call. Give someone a call. Pick you up. Whatever. But then it turns into some kind of conflict. Not a physical conflict at this point, but a verbal one. Because something wasn't being let go. Like someone felt like they didn't all the way make their point yet. That could have been Chance or it could have been the other person. But it's like argument, then argument stops. And it's like, okay, wait, never mind. I didn't make my point yet. I'm going to continue this for another minute. 3 of Cups, Queen of Swords. I'd be curious to know if he was texting his wife at any time during this. Cups, Queen of Swords. King of Pentacles reversed. I believe that's when something happened. Strength reversed. Seven of Swords, betrayal came out too. I believe his wife called or texted, and either someone overheard the conversation, which is kind of ironic because my son just yelled really loud, and that would be like overhearing the conversation. Or she called and he didn't pick up, and the other person was like, why are you not picking up? And the fight ensued again. But this is when it became physical. Something physical happened that knocked the king off his throne. And essentially someone betrayed him by overpowering him. So I don't know if this means that they had some kind of means to overpower him, like a weapon, or I guess it could have been something like poison, like some way to overpower him. But betrayal would indicate that someone that he knew was stabbing him in the back. Hold on 1 minute. Going to pull some cartomancy cards and some other cards, one for each of these, to kind of just get a little bit more information. So 8 of Diamonds. So the hotel would be like, okay, so on the route, right? One route friend, one route wife, and then from the golf course to wherever they intersect. So take that intersect place, right, where the routes intersect and where it would be a straight shot from the golf course. Whatever motel or like cheap hotel is closest to there is the direction that they began to drive when Chance got in the car. He was promised some kind of like cheap motel room for the night. Four of Swords reversed. Okay, so Four of Swords reversed is about you're not leaving. You're not actually leaving this area. You're not leaving her behind. You're not doing this. And this would be her. So that would just be a confirmation there. Three of Pentacles reversed. The wife again. And the wife and the husband, both of Hearts. Queen and King of Hearts. Yeah, this would be about, okay, you're not leaving her. You're not leaving the area. I'll take you to a cheap hotel for the night, or motel, whatever. You guys have to fix things. You have to fix things. That's what that conversation was about. So you have to fix things with her. You have to do right by her. You can't, you know, that was what the verbal argument was about. It was in reverse. Oh, X. Yeah. I almost wonder if the word divorce was being tossed around, or like, oh, you don't want to have a divorce, or I don't know, something about putting pressure on him to fix the relationship and not have it lead to divorce or something along those lines. Three of Cups. Three of Cups and Three of Hearts. So yeah, this would be essentially about the entire conversation revolving around someone else kind of sticking their nose in his business when it came to his partnership with his wife. Like someone who was looking out for her a little bit too aggressively, stepping over the line, going in business that was not theirs to be in. Oh, and then she calls. Okay, so they're already having a heated argument. You need to do this, or you can't do this to her, or you need to whatever. And then she calls or texts or something, and he doesn't answer it, or he does answer it, and the conversation's not great. I lean more towards he didn't answer it. And the person's like, you're not going to answer it, you're not going to talk to her, blah, 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 blah. That's when the verbal argument began to be planned to turn into a physical by the other person. Queen of Swords. Yeah, Four of Hearts, which is a card that is about like a long-term relationship. So this would be her calling and him not answering or whatever. And then this card also is like a lock. So it's like, I'm seeing him like, oh, I said overheard it. So it's not that they overheard it. It's like his phone rings and he looks at it. It's her. He hits the no button and then puts it down. And the other person is like, she's worried about you and you're not going to answer it. King of Pentacles reversed. Six of Clubs. The movement and progress, but it came out in reverse, and the King of Wands is in reverse. So this is something physical happening, and the King stopped moving. So Chance stopped moving. I'm gonna pull one for each. Strength in reverse and Seven of Swords. Oh, I flipped over it then. Oh, there it is. Eight of Hearts for strength. So strength would be about overpowering him. Okay, yeah, so this person, that card is like a balance card. So the person's not that much bigger than him. They overpowered him in some other way. They had something on them, like a gun or a knife or something. It wasn't a size difference that allowed the other person to overpower him. It wasn't like a physical, I'm stronger than you type of thing. It was, they had something on them in the car. And then Seven of Swords, how did they betray him? A fight. Two of Spades. Seven of Hearts in reverse, a second chance. So, no more chances. I'm not giving you a second chance. So I'm going to go with it was probably a knife, because this card is about like a sharp object or a, yeah, I'm seeing a knife. But what's weird is I'm not seeing them threaten him with a knife, because I feel like they're thinking, I can't threaten him because there's a potential for him to fight back. But it doesn't happen in the car. It's like it's like an argument. It's like an argument in the car, and then the person pulls over to the side of the road and is like, you know what, get out. Because they didn't make it all the way to wherever they were going, I can tell you that. He pulls over early. The Moon. Yeah, okay. Okay, I have to draw this because I feel like it'll be helpful. So be right back. Okay, bear with me because I'm not a map drawer. Okay, so the top is wherever they were golfing. I don't know if this is like accurate directions. I didn't look at a map. I'm just giving you like what I'm seeing in my mind, okay? So if this is where they were golfing, let's say this is the direction he told his friend he was taking, okay? Just for example, this is the way he told his wife he was taking. Wherever these overlap, that is a straight shot from the golf place, you're going to find a motel that's somewhere not too far from this overlap area, because they did start heading towards it, and Chance was familiar with the area, so if the person was going the wrong way, he would know. So they start heading towards this motel where Chance was promised the room for the night or something like that, or at least a ride to it because of the storm that was coming. halfway in between, okay, I'm getting that because the moon card, about halfway in between, this person would have pulled over and gotten Chance out of the car. I don't think it was by threat of knife at that point. I think it was just like, okay, I'm not driving you, whatever, go, if you want to walk, go walk, have a good day. But then the person also gets out of the car and there is an altercation with a knife. Which would imply to me it's not like right off the side of the road, but somewhere that they could drive into that there wouldn't be any security cameras. I'm going to pull a couple of these. What can we know about where his body is? No, it turned over. Okay. False flag and boat reversed. False flag, boat reversed. Royalty and travel in reverse. It's right there. It's right where it happened. It is in the water. False flag. It making me think anchor. He like anchored down in the water. But not, no one took him out and like drove around with him. Like it right wherever it happened is where he still is. Government. Crime of passion. Top secret. False person. Yeah, someone that caught him by surprise when he was shown their real self. Crime of passion would be indicating the heat of the arguments. Why am I feeling it? It's somewhere that was searched, but they just missed him. Love and parent figure in reverse. Love is what caused him to not be able to be around to parent his child. It's not really directly, but indirectly. Death. I feel like he's in an area that was searched. Maybe not like directly where he's at, but like very close. They've been very, very close. He wasn't taken far. Well, he wasn't taken far from where he wasn't taken far from where he was last seen on CCTV, walking in the street or across the street. Underwater. It's in reverse, and boat is also in reverse. So it could be indicating that someone put him in the water. If he's in the water, he's has like some kind of anchor on him, like something something heavy like tied to him or something. Communication in reverse. Outside. Road. Private property reversed. So not a private property, right off of a road. Outside and communication. Oh, nobody helped. Nobody helped. It was just the one person that did this. Nobody helped. I honestly don't even know if anybody knows about it. Or if the person just totally kept it to themselves. And that's why... I feel like they didn't tell anybody. Like, even now, I feel like they didn't tell anybody. I'm almost feeling... I'm feeling like this may be like a kind of literal interpretation. Like, you see how there's like trees and stuff over here? It's almost like someone's driving down the road, veers off into like a place like this where there's like kind of trees and water. But it's like off of the road so that nobody driving by would see. Did it by themselves, crime of passion, in the water, but a public place. It's not like they went onto someone else's land and put him there. It's but anchored down. I'm feeling very strongly he's anchored down because his friend said something on an interview like Mother Nature doesn't hide a body that well. Like, talking about how if he fell in the water on accident, he would have been found by now. But it's because it wasn't an accident, and it's because he's anchored down. Okay. Let's pull some of these. All right, I'm going to... I have to look... I want to try and look at a map and see if I can make like an accurate version of this, because that may be helpful. If I'm able to, I'm going to come back to this and I'll put a link to what I made in the description. I'm gonna try my best to do that so I can, maybe we can find something that matches up directly with what I'm saying. All right, so I want to pull, my phone is dying. Be right back. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up by pulling 5 cards from Chance mixed together with one of these, just to see what we get. Hanged Man, the Star, 5 of Wands, someone that's been interviewed is on the other end of this conflict, 5 of Swords reversed, and 9 of Pentacles. Chance put up a fair fight, but the other person got what they wanted, because they got away with it. Hanged Man. Today, present, now, in the moment. So somebody wanted Chance to immediately snap out of his mood, do what they wanted him to do now. This is... this would be like, hey, you need to call her and make things right, or you need to not do this. You need to go back to the house right now. Chance says, no, can't, need to take a minute. The person says, okay, well, I'll bring you to a hotel, knowing that, okay, you're not doing what I want right now, so that's going to be a problem for me. The Star. Drama Queen, thirsty and causing chaos. Smoke is blowing out of her mouth, like blowing smoke up somebody's butt. Like I just said, okay, I'll bring you to the hotel, knowing that, okay, that I'm actually not okay with this because you're not doing what I want right now. Today, now, right in this moment. Right in this moment, you need to agree to go back to the family house with me so you can make this right. No thanks, I can't do that. I need to calm down. Okay, I'll bring you to a hotel or a cheap motel, whatever it was. Then we have the 5 of Wands, which is about a conflict. Retaliation. Punish, payback, and revenge. I don't know if this like looks like Taylor Swift to me, but it's giving me Taylor Swift vibes, and it's making me think of like how she writes songs when she breaks up with her boyfriends or something like that. Which I did say I felt like something with the word divorce was being tossed around, but maybe not by chance, maybe by the other person. Like, oh, do you want to divorce? Do you want to just divorce her? Do you don't care? You're just going to leave? You want to just divorce her? That's like this. That's like the person was like taunting him to get him into a fight with them in the car. It's one of those situations, like I said in another reading, it's like either you agree with me or you're wrong. There's no right. There's no option for you to be right. It's either you agree with me or you're incorrect. That's what this was. And I think that I wouldn't be surprised if someone who was close to Chance, like a family member or friend, would say something about him like he has good comebacks, or he doesn't let people walk all over him, or like if you say something smart to him, he can say something smart right back to you. Not in like a evil way, just like good at arguing. It seems like that's what happened. Like maybe not even an argument, but just like the other person says something like passive aggressive, but he would be able to be like, okay, no, let me bring some logic here and explain it because there's actually a good reason, like that kind of thing. Like he was able to give a good response to someone else's criticism, and the other person was like, oh, you responded well to my criticism. You weren't supposed to do that. So they kept poking and poking and poking to get him to argue with them in the car. And we have the Five of Swords reversed. Bounty Hunter reversed. Chaser and Hot Pursuit. Yeah, someone let him out of the car and then followed him. This would be like if someone pulls to the side of the road, lets him out of the car, Chance starts walking away, and the other person maybe says something and doesn't like his response, or just doesn't like the fact that, okay, I let him out of the car and he's walking away from the car, not begging me to stay in the car or something like that. Like they were triggered by that, allegedly, my opinion, triggered by that and got out of the car. And then Nine of Pentacles, they got what they wanted. Which would make sense because I'm sure they checked people's cars for blood. History in reverse. Past and happened with a statue. Past and happened with a statue. Oh, got what I wanted. This is like a pyramid in reverse. This person never liked Chance. From the beginning of him and his wife's, whenever they first started dating, whatever, this person would be someone who likely said to his wife before she was his wife, like, are you sure about this? Are you sure you want to do this? Probably really didn't like the marriage, or like when the marriage was announced, this person was probably like, okay, you were dating him, didn't love that, now you want to get married? Are you sure? And that would make sense. I said got what they wanted. So like they got what they wanted because they got away with what they did, at least till now. Hopefully not for long, but they did up until now. But also if they never liked him, it's like, okay, I got what I wanted because now you're gone. Now I don't have to worry about it anymore. I'm going to pull two more to wrap it up from Chance about what we just said. Specifically with these last 5 cards and 5 clarifiers. The Tower reversed. 2 of Pentacles reversed. The Lovers. Yeah, tower being reversed would be, there's some mistake somewhere that the person could have gotten caught, or like maybe they didn't cross all their T's and dot all their I's where there would be a way to figure out what happened here. They were careless about something. I wonder if it's the weapon. The Lovers would, to me, this would indicate that the relationship was the argument in question. And then the Two of Pentacles reversed is overcommitment. So just how I said, this person probably when they got married was like, are you sure you want to do this? This isn't a good idea. This card came out right over getting what I wanted. Never liked you. Is the Tower reversed about the weapon? It's like the person failed to cover their tracks in some way, but it just never came up. Page of Wands reversed. Being impatient about something. And the Fool reversed. Wasn't prepared for this. Wasn't planning this. Came out of nowhere. Page of Wands. Yeah, like like the person in the moment figured out most of how to do this and get away with it, but there's something they weren't thinking of, that their tracks weren't covered in some way. I'm feeling like it has something to do with the weapon, almost like putting the weapon back in their trunk or their truck or something. Knowing that there wasn't going to be a body found because they anchored the body into the water. Almost one of those things like, oh, okay, well, right now he's missing, and if they happen to state that they're looking for a body or something like that, then maybe I'll get rid of the weapon, but like for now I'm just going to leave it in my vehicle, like that. But like so much time had, oh. Eight of Swords reversed. They still have this weapon. Maybe not now, but they did. Do they still have it right now? Like right now, in this moment. Okay. They didn't dispose of the weapon right away. This happened, they cleaned off that weapon and put it back where it belonged. Do they still have it right now? Wheel of Fortune. I think the person who did this still has that weapon. Hold on. I almost feel like this is saying that it could be a turning point in the case if they're able to secure that weapon from someone. It's like not a weapon that's just used for killing people though, or like not one that would be like, oh, obviously if this person has that, they're killing people. Like it's not that. It's like something that the average person would have. Maybe not the average person, but like it's something that wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, you have that in your car? It's not that. It's like something that would be not abnormal to have in your possession, but they still have it. I mean, I guess it's possible they could see this video and get rid of it. But I think there may be a chance to recover this. Two of Wands reversed. Plans falling apart. Hold on a second. Sorry, my parents are here to hang out with my son while I get some stuff done for the weekend, and they just keep popping in. All right. Does the person who did this still have the weapon that was used? Okay. Is it a knife or something with a blade? Yeah, I was asking that like as opposed to like a blunt force object. I'm saying like a blade as opposed to like a baton. Is there time to recover the weapon to get an arrest in this matter? Running out of time. Oh, because this was just brought back up. That's right, because when I was looking up stuff about this case, there was like older videos, and then there was like a couple that were like from a couple days ago or yesterday or something. So something happened where the case is back in the limelight. That would be why it's not a lot of time. I'm not sure what to do here. Okay, so I'm going to try and make the map that I said. I'll include it in the comment or in the description when I'm done. I mean, I'll send this in to the investigators like I do with the other readings where I get very direct stuff like this, and we will hope for the best. I hope they don't get rid of it before. Let me stop talking about it. I'm not going to put that out into the energy. Taking it back. All right, that's it. One last card from Chance. King of Cups reversed. He's in the water. He's anchored down in the water. That's also emotion or manipulation. So someone else told him they were taking him somewhere that they weren't taking him. And now he's anchored down in the water. Right in that middle. I'm going to try and do the map. It's going to drive me crazy till I do it. So I'm going to do it. Talk to you soon.